I see. I see. Really? That's good. Yes, I see. Thank you for going through the trouble to call me. Please tell us that hi. Is she okay? I let out a sigh of relief and set down the phone. They said they didn't find anything wrong. She'd be spending the night at the hospital just to be safe. Yeah. Seeing everybody relieved, it makes me relieved. That was Hibari on the phone. She had called to explain Kotori's situation. Kanako came out from the hallway to give us all a look. Sorry that I kept you worrying. While there was no way Hat knew what happened, his quacks made it apparent that he knew Kotori's absence meant something was wrong. Kanako left the dining hall, taking Hat with her. Okay, I'll walk with you for a bit. What are you going to do, Amane? I'll prepare a room if you want to stay here. Got it. Knowing that Kotori was okay, we were finally able to move away from the phone. I still worry a little bit about what's gonna happen next. I went outside with Ageha. The cicadas sure have gotten quiet. I heard something really loud. I don't think those were cicadas, but that was really loud. After a few days, it'll be September, and summer vacation will be over. So much had happened to us this month that it was over before any of us knew it. Ageha stopped unexpectedly. What's wrong? Ageha folded her hands around mine. Ageha. Her hands were trembling. Not only her hands, but her shoulders, her knees, her lips. It was as if the tremblance has taken over the entire body. Damn. And I mean, perfectly understandable. Something, see, like I said, this is the part of any story out there ever where something really bad and tragic happens. I don't know. Like, it still didn't hit me. We're probably gonna miss out the morning glory, aren't we? Because of this. I mean, obviously, Kotori's safety is more important. Can we understand how Ageha feels, though? Okay. I answered briefly and began to hold her hand back in return. As she whispered this, Ageha was shaken as if she had chills. It was as if her blood was frozen, the same feeling I had when I saw what happened to Kotori. It was a truly horrifying, chilling moment. I held Ageha's hand tightly. I wasn't sure if it was to comfort her or myself. Ageha let go of my hands. Don't mention it. I feel a bit of relief myself. I think it's okay in this situation. Ageha smiled and laughed. She was back to her normal self. We continued to walk. Ageha whispered as she looked up slightly at the slightly hilly road we were walking on. The setting sun gave the sky and clouds an orange glow. Yeah. On the night before Morning Glory's appearance, the eastern sky is purple. Last year we saw a bluish purple sky. The next morning, Amana was cursing at the sky. Tonight's moon was orange as always. The Morning Glory won't be coming tomorrow. Hope it doesn't come back while Kotori's not here. Oh yeah, what happened to the glider? What did happen? Is it gonna be taken away from us?
見てあれ
We could see the shadows of about 5 people on the runway. They were dismantling our glider.
先生たちだ
Amongst the face, I saw a teacher from our school. Hey, what are you doing?
おい、みなせ。邪魔するんじゃないぞ。
Tobioka.
言っただろう。グライダーは没収すると。もともと、お前たちが学校から盗み出したものだがな。
They took off the main wing and dumped it into the back of a truck.
やめてそんな積み立てしたら翼が
Agio ran up to the teachers.
このトレーラーを使ってください
A trailer made specifically for transporting the glider was nearby. Agio realized stopping them was not possible. Instead, she focused on helping them use the trailer. I mean, if they're going to dismantle it, might as well put it properly so that it doesn't get damaged. We spent a long time, like, putting together the wings and everything. She didn't want the glider to get damaged. Completely understandable.
葵も手伝って
Okay.
いい心がけだ。
We showed the teachers how to dismantle it and got it loaded onto the trailer.
積み込みが完了したら、学校へ運んでください。
Tobioka gave orders to the other teachers. What are you going to do with the glider?
お前たちには関係ない。言っておくが、次もし盗っ人のような真似をしたら、ただでは済まさんぞ。それでは、車を出してください。
The trailer and the car pulling it began to move. After confirming it was okay, Tobioka went over to his own car. At that moment, he turned his head to look at us. When our eyes met, he looked at me as if nothing had happened. He proceeded to get in the car and drive off the runway. All we could do was watch it leave. Well, now we don't even have a glider. God damn it. Things are going downhill really fast right now. Really fast. Oh. I had a feeling for this. Now I regret having this feeling. The next day. Oh god, what's gonna happen here?
たった今
Oh. Thank god. I thought something bad, some more is gonna, something more bad is gonna happen afterwards. Okay, we're good. Kotori is fine. She is back. We don't have Glada, but at least Kotori is back. That's all that matters right now. Let's see what happens. A bit after noon, Hibari brought Kotori back.
姉さんストップ
Let her, it's okay. Everybody was worried. Asa launched towards Kotori, but Yoru held her back.
病み上がりだってば姉さん
Hat flew to Kotori and sat on her lap.
ただいまハット
Seeing her like this, I let out a sigh of relief. Everyone had waited here for her to come back.
いやーなんか悪いわね勢ぞろいでお出迎えしてくれちゃってほんと何様だよあんた
So is everything alright?
なんともないわよちょっと頭を打っただけだから軽い脳震盪だってさ本当は昨日のうちに帰りたかったんだけどひばり姉が心配性でさ
Slight concussion? I don't think there's anything... When you hear concussion, it doesn't... Like, no matter how slight it is, it's still concussion, still a little scary, right?
でもほらもうこの通りピンピンしてるから
But she seems alright, that's good. Kotori was waving her arms all around and being unusually talkative. Her wheelchair was a bit banged up. That must have been where the wing hit. Just from seeing her wheelchair, I could tell how hard the impact was. I'm sorry, Kotori.
なんで葵が謝るのよ
What do you mean? What do you mean why? Because the entire thing happened, nobody was there to watch. We probably should have had somebody near the glider if it was really that windy, but sometimes things are gonna happen. You can't expect everything to go perfectly well. If I hadn't left your side, this would never...
それは違うでしょ私が勝手に離れたんだからあれは私の不注意他の誰も悪くありませんそれになんともなかったんだから問題ないでしょ
There's actually plenty to worry about. I mean, I don't know about most people out there, but if I think any guy, or really anybody out there that had a significant other would see this kind of thing. They'll probably want to blame themselves a little bit, so I think it's perfectly natural here. And I mean, it was kind of scary. I mean, a freaking glider hitting Kotori. She's already disabled as is, and a glider hitting her, she can move out of the way, she can dodge. So that's even scarier. Hibari stood behind her cheerful sister, with a solemn expression on her face. Oh, Hibari's not gonna be happy.
さてと、そんじゃあ訓練を再開しましょう。
I'm mostly hiding the HUD to just kind of get a nice thumbnail, but yeah, we're gonna have to tell her real bad news. We don't have a glider anymore.
え
Practice? But you...
だって、昨日中途半端になっちゃったでしょ。まだ本番を想定したフライトできてないし。病院の窓から空を見ながら気が気じゃなかったわよ。今モーニンググローリーが来ちゃったらどうしようって。さあ、行きましょう。時間がもったいない。バカなこと言わないで。
Yeah, I was expecting this to happen. A scream suddenly ripped out of the pale Hibari.
昨日あんなことがあったばかりなのよ。あんなことって別に大した怪我じゃなかったんだし、たまたま運が良かっただけよ。また同じことがあったら次はどうなるかわからないわ。お願いひばりね、モーニンググローリーがもう来ちゃうの。多分今夜か、そうじゃないなら明日か明後日か。もう時間がないの。ダメよ、許さないわ。ひばりね。
Kotori, at least right now you should rest. I mean...
葵まで休んでる暇なんてないの知ってるくせに。私なら大丈夫よ。お医者さんのお墨付きももらってきたんだから。
I didn't know whether or not to tell her about the glider being confiscated. If I told her, she'd be devastated. She would absolutely feel that it was all her fault. Without me saying anything, Hibari began to speak.
もうダメなの、小鳥ちゃん。たとえ私がいいって言っても続けられないわ。どういうこと？
The front doorbell rang. We weren't expecting anyone right now. It was probably a teacher or someone like that. You know why I said that I hope nothing bad happens? I think the game hurt me and decided to punish me further. I'm getting a vibe that maybe could be her dad. It's a weird vibe, right? It's a really weird vibe, but I'm guessing it's either Tobioka or her dad. And I'm hoping it might be Tobioka. I'll be right there. After opening the door, a well-dressed man in suit walked in. I partially called it. It's the dad. Prepare yourselves. I have no idea what's gonna happen.
小鳥、
Seeing his daughter, he went over and kneeled down next to her wheelchair.
頭を打ったんだって。大丈夫なのかい？
平気よ。なんともないわ。
けれど、昨日は入院したんだろ？
ただの検査入院。ちょっと坂道で転んだだけだから。小鳥ちゃん、お父さんは全部ご存知よ。昨日全部お話ししたの。事故の原因も小鳥ちゃんが隠れてやっていたことも。
Thanks, Hibari. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Saying nothing, Kotori's father looked at her with tears in his eyes. Kotori turned to look at Hibari.
約束が違う。夏休みが終わるまで待ってくれるって言ってたのに。言わないわけにはいかないでしょ。でもそんなことしたらお父さんたちが。
Kotori glanced over at her father. He was looking at her with intense sadness. She turned her head away. She turned her head away in shame.
私たちがどんなに心配するかちゃんと分かっていたんだね。それなのに。
違うの、お父さん。だってそうしないと許してくれないから。だから。
当たり前じゃないか。お前は自分がどうしてそんな体になってしまったのか忘れたのか。
Kotori shook her head.
じゃあどうしてグライダーなんて危険な乗り物に乗ったりしたんだ？
Her father's voice was quiet yet reproachful. Kotori hung her head low and said nothing in response.
お願いお父さん、夏休みが終わるまででいいの。私にグライダーを続けさせて。
ダメだ。
お父さん。
そんな危険な遊び続けさせるわけにはいかない。
私ここにいるみんなと一緒に頑張ってきたの。この夏のために。遊びじゃないの、真剣なの。
Kotori's father looked at his daughter with sad eyes.
グライダーで空を飛んだからなんだと言うんだ。そんなもの危険なだけじゃないか。遊びたいならもっと他のことをすればいい。お父さんが探してあげるから。
This, I need to take a little break here to just absorb the whole thing that's happening here. Oh. Oh, Lord. Well, I called it the climax where a lot of bad things are happening. Oh.
そうじゃないの。
Kotori was searching for the right words to defend herself, but she could not find them. Why she wanted to fly? Why it had to be a glider? She needed to be able to say why she had those feelings. Whatever words she would pick, however, just would not convey her feelings to anyone else. Looking at your daughter struggling for words, he let out a heavy sigh.
もうここには置いておけない。さあ、お父さんと一緒に家へ帰ろう。
Oh no.
そんな、待ってよ。話を聞いてよ。
Oh god, no. Kotori threw her head up to protest, but her father began to wheel her out, completely ignoring her. Please wait, Habane-san. I couldn't help but throw myself between Kotori and her father.
水瀬さん。
He looked at me with puzzled eyes. When he called a few days before, Kotori's father had completely trusted me. I betrayed his trust. Like Kotori, I had not said things that should have been said. We all worked together getting Kotori to be able to fly. You said it on the phone, didn't you? About how Kotori changed all due to me? That's not right. It was all due to the glider, and all her friends here. Kotori nodded desperately. This time there was an accident, but our goal was right in front of our eyes. If you say Kotori can fly, then she can't, but please at least let her finish this. I spoke as earnestly as I could. My head was bowed to him.
私からもお願いします。お願いします。小鳥先輩のお父さん。お願いします。
Her father looked at the members of the Soaring Club, each with their heads bowed.
この子がハンデを負っていることはあなたたちもよくご存知のはずだ。あなたたちが普通にできることもこの子にはできないんですよ。
He spoke in a quiet yet grave tone.
この子をあなたたち普通の若者の夢に巻き込まないでやってください。
お父さん、そんな言い方やめて。
Yeah, it's a little rough to put that normal person dream. There's nothing wrong with Kotori just because her legs are disabled. She's still a perfectly normal person.
本当のことだ。
Kotori turned pale as he heard what her father was saying.
私、すごく頑張ったのよ。いっぱい練習して上手になったの。ちゃんと自分で操縦して飛べるようにもなったんだから。
それはここにいる皆さんの助けがあってのことだろ。
No, that would be partially because of how earnestly she'd been practicing. As far as I understand, it should be perfect. I mean, yeah, sure, we put together a glider and Amane designed, a special cockpit just for Kotori, but it's still her flying and her ability to fly that's given her given her the skill. I don't know, given her the ability to maneuver and operate the glider like that.
それにグライダーはとっても安全な乗り物なんだから。だから私が乗ったって。
お前が家を出るとき私たちに言ったことを覚えているかい？お前はこう言ったんだ。お父さんたちに心配をかけてばかりなのが嫌だ。だから一人で京風学園に行きたいと。
その気持ちは 今も変わってない。
As she said that, her father ran his hand over the damaged part of the wheelchair.
たまたま当たったのが車椅子だったからよかった。もし体のどこか頭にでも当たっていたらどう。
My bad.
さあ帰ろう小鳥。お母さんも心配してる。早く安心させてやってくれ。
He starts pushing a wheelchair. If I didn't do anything, Kotori would be gone forever. Wait.
待って、お父さん。
Kotori stopped the wheels.
小鳥。
お願い、ここにいさせて。グライダーやめるから、もう乗らないから。だからお願い。私、ここにいたいの。
Kotori's father looked at his crying daughter with sadness in his own eyes.
お父さんたちの気持ちも分かってくれ。
私、帰りたくない。
小鳥。
ねえ、お父さん、小鳥ちゃんに少し時間をあげて。
Thank you, Hibari.
今夜は私が小鳥ちゃんを引き取るから、少し落ち着いてからお話ししましょう。
She's actually been really helpful giving us a little break here before Kotori decides to up and leave.
ね、小鳥ちゃんもそうしましょう。
Kotori's father silently nodded.
また迎えに行く。それまでこの子を頼む。小鳥、後でお母さんに電話して元気な声を聞かせてあげておくれ。
分かった。
Hibari made a slight bow to us and began to push Kotori's wheelchair. Kotori! Kotori is going to leave. As I started to run after them, Kotori's father turned to face me.
これは私たち家族の問題なんです。
He said this with an anguished look in his face and then proceeded to head back down to leave. Oh. Good lord. She was this close to just being out the door and just gone forever. I didn't know the events would turn this way. Honestly, everything just started snowballing and everything became terrible. So quick though, back to back. Oh, this is awful. This is all kinds of awful. After Kotori left, a sadness fell upon all in the dorm. We all gathered in the dining hall for no particular purpose. Not wanting to be alone, I stayed nearby in the kitchen and did some of my work.
小鳥先輩、戻ってきますよね。当然でしょ。本人がそれを望んでるんだから。
I guess this is like time passed by a little bit and I guess Kotori's back home maybe?
それにしても、娘の話もろくに聞かずに。ひどい親。
I don't really think we have much to say in any of this. Everyone turned to look at me after my whisper carried over the counter. When Kotori was unconscious after the accident, we all were so worried, not scared. As I spoke, everyone's expressions were dark and they remembered that moment. To hear that news all the way in Tokyo, her father must have been completely terrified.
うん。だろうね。だからって、あんな言い方ひどいです。小鳥先輩が、私たちと同じ夢を見られないなんて。
Please don't get her all wrapped up in your normal person dreams. Honestly, that was kind of messed up of him to say that. Right? I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who feels that way. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Kotori. She's still a normal person just because she's disabled. She was actually honestly able to pilot a glider all by herself and she's able to, you know, skillfully master it. If anything, that actually shows that she's more impressive than a normal person. Even though it wasn't about me, hearing her father say those words ripped my heart out. Oh yeah, also because of Aoi as well and his knee injury. I had always been by her side. To see all of her efforts, her dreams, not able to be realized was crushing. I can't imagine how Kotori felt when she heard that. The front doorbell rang. Oh lord, what is it this time?
葵くん、ひばりさん来てるよ。
Everyone looked up at Kaneko as Kaneko called for me. I dried off my hands and hurried to the entrance. Hibari's back?
先ほどは父が失礼をしました。
No, I should be the one apologizing. It's not my place to say anything. How's Kotori?
今、私の家にいます。泣き疲れて眠ってしまいました。
Okay, so she is with Hibari now. Okay,
落ち
gotcha.
着いたら今夜にでも父と話し合ってもらうつもりです。
I see. I was relieved to know that she wouldn't be going back to Tokyo immediately.
父の態度に気を悪くされたでしょう。
No, that's not really it.
父も今は事故やグライダーのことを急に聞かされ気が動転しているんだと思います。ショックだったと思います。私もそうでしたから。
All the things that were hidden were revealed in the worst way possible. Considering that, he was quite calm, even gentlemanly. I'm sorry I didn't say anything.
小鳥ちゃんの事故のことをご存じなければしょうがないと思います。それに悪いのは心配をかけるのを分かっていて黙っていたあの子ですから。
What's going to happen with her? The look in Hibari's face told me that she didn't know.
父と小鳥ちゃんの話し合い次第だと思います。
If he's opposed to it, she will never lay a finger on the glider again. Wouldn't she be able to stay if that were the case?
そう約束していただけるなら私からも父に頼んでみます。
I mean, in a way, the glider is kind of gone now, away from us. I don't think any of us can even lay a hand on it anymore. So technically, there would not be any possibility at this point. As sad as that is, I mean, it would maybe work in Kotori's favor. Thanks. Hibari bowed and took her leave.
どうだったひばりさん、なんてあの人、どうなるの
As I entered the dining hall, an avalanche of questions came my way. I had to push my way into the dining hall. We don't know anything yet. Kotori is going to talk to her father tonight. Hibari seemed to understand our position. She's on Kotori's side. That is, on the condition Kotori doesn't go near the glider again.
よかった
Asa sat down, looking relieved. Agia and Yoru didn't seem as relaxed.
今は待つしかないってことね。
Right. And we need to do what we can do. So we can fly when Kotori comes back. Whew. In a way, I'm relieved. A little bit bitter because the glider was gone. And everything happened. It was really intense. But now, I feel like I can truly breathe a sigh of relief. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Sam Rio. Welcome to Hello, what have we got here? Hello ladies, how's it going? Breasts are the treasure of the net. I kinda wanna say you could dress better.